Hey, okay, I think we're live now. Gosh, YouTube. Connect, connect, connect. Are we live? Come on, YouTube. Where's Ken? Here he is, finally. All right, guys, get started in a moment. I just had some issues there initially with YouTube. Oh, YouTube, you are in trouble. YouTube is in trouble. You're done. Right. You're in trouble. All right, let me just quickly put this out in my story. Let people know we're going live. And then we'll get started. A few things to talk about. I need to be quick. I need to be quick because there are some things, some timely things to talk about. All right. Live stream. Just give me 2 minutes, guys, and we'll start. Live stream. Share. Right, let's put it in the story. Okay. Story. 30 seconds. And we're starting. 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Live stream. Let's go! All right. Let's get this up on here. Guys, I hope you're well. Happy Tuesday, by the way. Happy Tuesday. I didn't know what the day was. I had to just check on my computer here. Okay. Hey, Aaron. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining again. You're the man. Zaddy Matt. Zaddy. Are you the Zaddy boy? Mr. Zaddy Matt. Is that what your wifey calls you? Zaddy. Not Pappy, Zaddy. Happy Tuesday to you anyway. Hope you're all well and blessed. Let me jump straight into this one. Apologies, I did have some slight technical issues right at the start. But let me just share my screen right now and let's just jump straight into this instead of me babbling on. Chart view. Bosh, bosh. Okay. Look, before we look at everything technically, let me just cover the news a minute. And obviously the title of this video was Biden's Bitcoin bear attack attempt. We saw a bit of downside just on this, a little bit of just market panic. But it was very, very short-lived, okay? It shrugged off. But Biden, you're in trouble, boy. He's in trouble. This guy. Anyway, look, let me just jump to it. Joe Biden is attempting to sign an executive order on crypto to stop Russia invading Ukraine, war sanctions. Right. You know, that's totally fair enough. Remember, we spoke about this is why cryptocurrency, like the back end of last week, I think on sort of Wednesday or so, whenever it was, we jumped, you know, a chunky percentage. Was it here on the 28th? Yeah, the back end of the month. We had this big push to the upside. Yeah, over these 2 days, on the 28th and on the 1st of March. And that's because everyone was noting, look, cryptocurrency is well and truly still alive. Bitcoin's still alive. Why? Because we have the situation of Russia and other world, other countries in the world still needing to do business. And obviously, remember all those sanctions that were slapped on Russia, given what's going on in Ukraine. They still need to do business. So how do they do that? In the form of Bitcoin and peers, cryptocurrency payments. So that was why we had that rally there, as I just sort of showed you here. That was this push to the upside. Now, Joe Biden's trying to effectively stop Russia from being able to do that. He's expected to sign an executive order on cryptocurrency this week that will mark the first step towards regulating how digital currency is traded. So, you know, regulation always spooks the markets, as to... Because, look, cryptocurrency is supposed to be decentralized. If we start looking at regulations and frameworks, it's potentially a negative. And then we start talking about cryptocurrency being centralized. We've got all these regulations and these policies, as I say, arguably or debatably, that is making it centralized to some extent. But whether that happens, we'll see. Some people, a lot of institutions argue that if we do get regulation, if we do get frameworks that come into play for cryptocurrency, then maybe that attracts much more in terms of adoption, much more investment from institutions, even though there's some big institutional players already, but maybe we see bigger funds coming in if there is some clarity on some regulation to protect people, to protect investors at the end of the day. So we'll see. We'll see whether that's a bad thing or not. I think if that ever were to happen, if it does start to happen, in the long run, believe me, in my opinion, I think that would be good in the long run, okay? But we'll see. Hopefully I want to swear, but I can't, these buggers don't end up fudging it up. But let's see. Anyway, so that's that bit of news anyway. That's why we had a bit of downside just on this story, by the way. And then also, they're also in the US, the United States of Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. So the Bureau of Treasury Department, they're warning financial institutions to consider crypto as a possible means Russia may attempt to use to evade sanctions related to the country's military action in Ukraine. So again, just potential sparking fears of regulation, okay? So that took a bit of wind out of Bitcoin's sail, okay, out of the upside that we're seeing today. This as well, European Parliament holding a vote on crypto bill without proof of work provision. Strong support that they're a strong signal from the European Parliament for technology neutral and innovation friendly financial sector. What was it? That they're just basically scheduling a vote on framework aimed at regulating cryptocurrencies after addressing concerns over the proof of work mining. So again, regulation just fears. It's just being run across various news wires. So this Biden thing, FinCEN, and then also European Parliament, just all regulation talk. But look, that's the boring stuff out of the way. Let me just carry on with a couple more stories that are interesting, and then we'll go and look at everything technically. Okay, someone was asking yesterday about Cardano, okay? I always say it without sounding like a broken record. I am a massive ADA, I'm a massive Cardano holder, and, massive to me anyway. Advocate as well, holder and advocate of the technology. But look, this is really interesting. This makes me really horny. Sorry, that's really the wrong word. This makes me really aroused. Yeah, let's go with aroused, because aroused doesn't have to mean sexual. Aroused, all these energies and these sensations through me. Look, read this with me. Maybe if you're a Cardano holder, you'd understand. Whales on Cardano blockchain have been on a buying spree, okay, to point that their holdings have been risen by more than 40% so far this year. So the whale accumulation, comes as developer activity on Cardano, and it's measured by GitHub, this data is coming from. So very trustworthy, surging along with decentralized finance space. So the data shows, according to analytics firm into the block, Cardano addresses holdings between 1 million to 10 million ADA have seen their balance rise to a record of 12 billion ADA, worth over $10 billion. Okay, so that figure represents a 41% increase since late January. That is chunky. So what we've got here, obviously in this bear market that we've had right now, the institutional players and everyone is seeing the opportunity now with these quality blockchain these networks, these technologies, I can't get words out, these technologies, these projects that have massive real case value, and Cardano is one of those, and we're seeing them as bargains. So let's buy these. That's what they're doing. They're rubbing their hands together and accumulating. So that's good news. Another thing, if you're an XRP army, where's my XRP army at? Lawyers expect XRP lawsuit to end before November 18th. All right, it's a bit a while away, but at least there's some clarity, because it's been floating on the surface for a while now. It's been up in the air, and it's like, when is there going to be some decisive action on this? And they expect that to end before November 18th. So the court document suggests Ripple lawyers expect the SEC versus Ripple to be over not before 26th of August, which raises the likelihood of a summary judgment in September. Okay, so let's see. Fingers crossed. There was some positive developments coming from that around sort of 2 months ago, which why we saw XRP rallying. Again, we're going to take a look at everything technically in a moment, but this was the rally previously. Look here, we jumped like 20%, and that came as there was some positive. The judge allowed Ripple to present certain evidences which was seen as favorable for Ripple in its case. Okay, one last thing, Kraken. Okay, big cryptocurrency exchange, Kraken issuing warning to Ethereum investors saying ETH sell side pressure is trending higher. So they're warning that some on-chain metrics are suggesting further downside pressure for XRP. Whether take that a pinch of salt or not, I don't know, but that's just worthy of note. But some bullish bits of news there for XRP and Cardano if you are long-term holders. Now, that's all the news that I want to talk about. So let's take a look at everything technically, see what's going on in the market. Executive order gold Good or bad? Sorry, what was that executive order? What are we talking about? Oh, on this. No, that wouldn't, on Joe Biden, that would not be great. That would not be great if they sign that, because it just means that it's going to make it more difficult for example, obviously, look, Russian situation. Let me just remove myself from, and just speak on facts. If we stop Russia from being able to, and other like US companies, for example, US companies or whatever other companies to do business with Russia via the form of cryptocurrency, if that order gets in place, that's going to cause some issues, and we're going to have less flow. So that'd be negative for Bitcoin and peers. Let's see what happens anyway, okay? But I think any downside that we see from that will quickly be shrugged off, and we'll continue to push to the north. So anyway, remember yesterday I said, let's see how this candlestick closed. All right, so look, yesterday, what's nice here, guys, remember I went over this in my last stream. We formed this nice evening star at the top of the trend. Now we're obviously seeing a bit of, we saw that reversal, and look what we formed here. A nice potential morning star to indicate a change in trend. So really, what we want to see here is today closing above that. Okay, so remember I've noted that from this trend line should continue to push to the upside. We've respected that on a number of occasions. On the 4 hour, so yesterday I noted potentially looking at longs from a breakout and retest of this zone around sort of 38,000, sort of 38,500. Let's just check out this zone now on a lower time frame, see how we deal with that. I mean, we're testing that now at the moment. We're testing that. Okay, ultimately, want this region to hold. Otherwise, we're going to come all the way back down and test this trend line down here. Okay, we're having a bit of a pullback right now. We're obviously printed highs of the day, literally in this last hourly candlestick up at around 39,240, but pulling back a little bit now. It doesn't look like, well, just keep an eye, see if we hold this at the moment. If it does, then I'll be looking at potentially longs, but right now just monitoring this here to see if we can get a valid trade idea on those longs. If we just take a look at Ethereum here, okay, same sort of price action there of Bitcoin. Obviously, remember we've had this, we protected this sort of 2,400 area. Big demand coming into play there, big demand. By the way, I did speak about supply and demand in my last episode that went up last night. So you can check that out on the CoinCasso on this YouTube channel. I spoke about supply and demand. We're going to go into a lot deeper, into like more strategy based on tomorrow's episode. Okay, so make sure you look out for that in terms of how we specifically look at trading that further supply and demand. Obviously right now, what's going on with Ethereum? Okay, on a daily, again, there's an opportunity that this ends up being a reversal candlestick. You know, like up here, evening star, down here, morning star. You know, really to confirm that, we need to close above yesterday's candlestick. So we want to close above here, really, around where we're at now. Nice bullish candlestick above that. I think there's a bit of daily resistance here, just having a look. Yeah, look, can you see? Support. Look, breakout, and now we're stuck at a bit of resistance here, just around the psychological 2,500 area. So that's where catching some rejections there right now. Just going to jump back to Bitcoin a minute. Just trying to monitor this as we stream. Oh, that can be removed. Yeah, I'm just trying. Doesn't look like this wants to hold. That's it at the moment. Oh, let's see. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just monitoring first. See if that holds. Let's see what's going on with elsewhere. XRP. Okay, XRP on a daily. Again, we've just been consolidating. Look at the price action. It's awful to trade. Look, just choppy. Lack of direction for the time being. Let's see what's going on a 4 hour. Just making noises. Just don't know what's going on. Okay, so oh no, looks like a bit of a potential bear flag here. Not sustaining momentum to the upside right now, and you know, could be a bear flag. And then you could also look at this potentially as a bit of an M structure. You know, see one top neckline, second top neckline. So if that gives way, this support here, this lower acting trend line as part of what could be a flag, that's going to give way. So just monitoring It's monitoring at the moment. Okay. Oof. Doesn't look good, annoyingly. Doesn't look good. But, you know, we'll trade what we see and we'll see if we can, you know, capitalize on some shorts if that doesn't hold. So I'm just jumping back to Bitcoin again, just because that just made me realize maybe we are sort of forming a bit of a flag structure here as well. Oof, gosh, not good. Because if you look, let me just remove all this a minute. I'm just going to remove these trades, okay? 'Cause that one was old anyway, and that one was only valid if this retest holds. Let's just look at the bigger picture together a minute. Okay, right now, if we look at this together, we have been printing, obviously, lower lows, yeah? Sort of lower highs, there or thereabouts. You know, lower highs and lower lows still right now, the structure, isn't it? Oof, gosh, not good. Let's remove these arrows. Just looking at the bigger picture here, guys. You know, doesn't look encouraging, does it really? Really and truly. You know, what if, again, just keeping my mind open, what if this proves to be a bit of a head and shoulders here, look, like left shoulder, head, and maybe right shoulder. It does look like we're not going to hold this zone here, by the way. Not looking good for Bitcoin. Not looking good. Thought we might be able to sustain that upside momentum, but don't think so. We're going to come back down for another test, it appears, and maybe print a new lower low. You know, go and challenge this low at first, and maybe come all and further south. Okay, let's monitor this together. 30-minute. What's going on? Let's drop down to the 15-minute, see what's going on. Yeah, it looks like it's going to give way, to be honest. I don't actually trade the 5-minute, but I just break it. I just want to go right down to see what's happening. Yeah, like, really, if you look on, obviously, in the 1 hour, okay, we are testing this trend line. We are testing it clearly. I'm not making this up, am I? I mean, for me, that does look like a bit of a rising wedge of flag structure there, which we could be breaking out of to the south if this zone doesn't hold, okay? You've seen before, look, breakout, retest, wanted this to hold, but fell through, okay? Breakout, retest, wanted this to hold, we're going to fall through again, potentially there, okay? Does look like that. I wanted to mark something up as well that I saw. Just wonder. I'm just drawing here. Yeah, because obviously, look, we're respecting this trend line, this area of resistance right now. We're expecting that. Look, 1, 2, 3. It's a valid trend line, clearly. And look, we've caught a rejection there as well on this 4 hour. So it does look a bit bearish. And if you ask me, yeah. Okay, I think we are going to be going short here. Just monitoring. All right, I'll come back to that in a minute. What else is there? Dot. Oh, yeah, finished. Game over. I'm joking. We're just trending south. We're trending south. Big holder of dot as well, but it just looks like we're just trending to the downside right now. You see, lower highs. You know, this structure is a little bit more messy compared to Bitcoin. And I did say this looks, well, that could have been a head and shoulders, but we bounced off that trend line there. Could have. It could still play out to head and shoulders. On the hourly, looks like we've got a flag there as well, just like with Bitcoin and potentially XRP. Nah, that's not the cleanest at all. Ugh, horrendous. ADA. Okay, so obviously we just we reported something positive for ADA, but that's obviously really bearish at the moment for the time being. I did say, you know, it does look like, I mentioned this in the last stream, looks like we want to come down to this key monthly support. Well, last month's support is 74 cents. Probably are going to be fair. You know, on a 1 hour, I think I just saw there's a bit of a flag as well, not 2 hour, 1 hour. You know, these flags. They are good to trade when we're sort of trending like this. You know, bit of a flag, bit of a wedge. Keep an eye on that potentially breaking out and then coming to challenge this support down here. You know, to be fair, it probably would. And I think it's just similar to XRP when I noted this. See, like a bit of an M. See, top neckline here. Okay, so that could end up breaking south. Really, to be honest, if we get a closure below there, the place stops above where we've topping out here, sort of a top area around sort of 81 cents, and then shorts into that monthly support. You can be conservative and just go, you know, about there, just where we're wicking here at the back end of February, but just monitoring that for the time being. Let's go back to Bitcoin. What's happening here? We're testing that support at the end of the day. We're just testing this trend line right now. So just keep an eye. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really class that. You know, when you drop down to lower time frame and sometimes, like now, for example, the candlesticks are outside of the body, outside of the trend lines, but, you know, that is going to be the case at times. This is why, you know, technical analysis in general is all subjective. You know, you just find what works for you, really. But this on the 1 hour right now is respecting it. For me, when I'm looking for a closure outside of these trend lines, I want to see like a nice candle, a body outside of it. So this 1 hour closing outside of it. I think we're going to bounce for the time being. Let's see. We may come back up and challenge this region here before heading south. Maybe one more tap. Tap, 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 drop. Tap, 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 drop. You know, so maybe just one more tap up here before coming down and just challenging these lows and maybe just going to print sort of new lower lows. You know, and we could just end up, what might happen, we may just wick outside of this, you know, this wedge here. Because obviously this, really, when you look at this, right, this wedge structure, that's ultimately bearish, you know, for me. But let's see. Let's see. I'm just staying on for a moment because we'll just monitor this for the time being. But either up there for another tap in towards sort of 39k 100, or we just come and break straight through. But just monitoring. We might not come all the way back up. Let's see. Can you look at ADA? Obviously, we've just gone over that, Jonas. Hope you're well. Susanna, hope you're well, buddy. Bitcoin going to all-time high. 88 all-time high new. Yeah, at some point. Okay, look at this closure of this. This looks like south, to be honest. Should I put my cojones on the line? Or the shorts on this? So look how this hourly just closed. A bit bearish there for me. Probably feel this wick to the downside, continue south. Right, I'm going to put my cojones on the line. Trade with me if you want, or don't. This is just me going for this. Just getting my laptop a minute. So here, where are we on the current hourly? Just bear with me. So what's the time? 1 o'clock in London. Yeah, this looks bearish, boy. This looks bearish. So for me, as a trade idea here, shorts from this current area, 38,800. And then I'll be looking for, we're going to go and challenge these lows. Let's be conservative. Let's just be a little bit conservative. Coming into sort of 37,500 there, okay? Stops I'm just going to place just above where we've been capping there to the upside. Just above the upper acting trend line here, actually. Let's just go a little bit shorter. Okay, potential shorts here for Bitcoin. Obviously, look, don't take this as don't take this as financial advice. It's just something that I'm looking at now myself. Okay. Yeah, running with that. Why don't you wait for New York Open to make a decision? Just out of interest, why? because, you know, yeah, so why, sorry, DJ Skyblaster, Sky. Why? Just out of interest. Just if do you have any findings behind that, or is just yeah? I mean, like for me, when I trade FX, like now, just given current market volatility, it depends. At the end of the day, you find what works for you, right? You find time periods that work for you. I don't really have too much of a worry about opens. I mean, I trade before the London Open on the FX side of things, before that volatility. But with cryptocurrency, I don't know, paying attention to opens hasn't proven to be significant for me at this stage. But I just want to know your thoughts behind that. London push price, whole morning open, can use 200 to follow through and then dump mid NY session. Okay. It's fair to say. Okay. If you've seen that sort of that price action before, then yeah, that's valid, right? It's a valid point. I just don't know. Just for me, just paying attention to this price action now and just looking at the candlestick's behavior, it just looks like we want to dump here. But that's just my opinion. You know, I may be wrong. But yeah, we'll see. See what happens to NY Open anyway. Okay, let's go back to XRP at the moment. To note there, it's also consolidating. It's just similar price action across the board as per usual. Yeah. Poor ADA, poor Cardano. It's just taking a serious beating relative to everything else. You know, look at that. This drop from its all-time highs. It's insane, isn't it? 70%. Bitcoin's obviously been, about 50%, right? Almost. But they're bargains. Just how long is this freaking thing going to last? I do hope, though, that this closes above. On a daily, today that we do close above, but I don't know. Okay, we're getting a bit of a squeeze. Oh. We'll keep monitoring that one. Oh, Ethereum, what have we formed here? Looks like a bit, well, not the cleanest of, but it looks like a bit of a flag structure there on the 30-minute. Potentially. You see here. Possible, isn't it? This isn't bearish really on the 4 hour. For me, it's probably going to go and want to fill this wick Ethereum to the upside on that last 4 hour into sort of 2,600. Okay, fill that wick to the upside. Yeah, it is. So Ethereum's going to push north out of this. Got this big supply zone up here, 2,600. Keep an eye on the high, this high up here at 2,600. When we fill that wick, just up here. Oh, accessories. It's gonna push into 2,600. As I say, fill that, that wick up here. And it's just what happens here? So if we do push up to here and feel that wick. What happens there? You know, at this region. Back to Bitcoin. Oh, no. Let's see. I mean, all we can do is just wait and see. What else there to talk about? I mean, there isn't anything else on the news front. Covered a lot of ground. Sandbox, this is going to be a serious bargain. It's going to continue to fall as well a little bit. Look on, oh gosh. It's got more of a pullback as well. Look at this weekly candlestick. It's just so bearish right now. Obviously a bit of support, weekly support around this sort of 2,600. But that, you see here, look, along this dotted line, support, support, support. If that gives way, it's going to have a bit of a sharp fall as well, a bit of a correction. Yeah. Greetings from Florida. How you doing, Mike? Hope you're blessed. I recognize your name. I don't know if I've seen you on Instagram or something. Maybe. Hope you're blessed, brother. I do recognize your name. Maybe you're a famous singer or something. I don't know. Mike Got. How do I pronounce your Goitz? Nice to meet you anyway. Goitzer. It's German, isn't it? Goitzer. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Mike Goitzer. Hope you're blessed, brother. Anyway. Yeah, so anyway, let's talk about gold a minute, because it's relevant. Let's talk about gold. Marked up potential. So look, let me just show you something. Look, gold's been rallying as well, right? Gold's been on a crazy one. Okay, gold's been on a crazy one because at the end of the day, people are looking for a hedge. Gold's loving life at the moment. Hedge against geopolitical tensions, the war, and also inflation, right? Gold's hedge against inflation. It's just loving life right now. We had this like big flag structure in which we broke out of to the upside. We've just continued to extend to the north. And we're going to go and challenge this all-time high area up at sort of 2,075, 74. Look, if you look on a weekly, just no signs of a slowdown, really. We had this candlestick where you thought, okay, maybe we could get a correction there, but no. Filled that wick and then continue to extend to the north here for gold. But yeah, gold is loving life. Bitcoin one day maybe could be gold. In terms of the way in which it acts as a safe haven, maybe one day, a hedge against inflation, maybe. You see on the weekly as well, though, with Bitcoin, this is what I mean. I want to see that filling that wick. You see, like here, this is what a technical observation. You see here with gold, right? Talking about this wick. See, this wick. I want to see that being sort of replicated there with Bitcoin. Go and fill this wick to the upside. Okay? Would like to see that this week, or go or close to filling that at least, somewhere up here. But it's just this near-term price action on the 4-hour. It's on the hourly. Let's see. Yeah, because over that weekly, I do want to see that pushing higher. Near term, I'm just a little bit worried there about a bit of a breakout. Maybe we do come down firstly. Come down, bit of volatility. Be a bit of a drop though, wouldn't it? And then shooting all the way back up. Filling that wick of last week. That'll require some news though, wouldn't it? And maybe we break out this trend line up here. Look, we break above this resistance because we clearly got resistance here. Boom, boom, boom. And then boom. As a potential scenario. Take it as per you wish. That could be quite ideal for Bitcoin, but let's see. Yeah. That's it really at the moment, guys. Not much to talk about. Yeah, that's it. Hope you're all blessed. Stay lit. I'll be back, tomorrow. What have we got going on tomorrow? We've got Tomorrow, we've got a video going up. So my supply and demand video, further like strategy. So that's going up. So do check that out. Mike. Gets. Okay, Mike Gets. Hope you're blessed. Sorry for the mispronunciation. But yeah, guys, so there's a video going up tomorrow evening. Check it out on CoinCasso's YouTube channel. on this channel. Just a second part to my supply and demand trading, and just going into a little bit more strategy. So you can check that out. That's going up tomorrow. Stay lit, stay blessed. Let's get it.